Okay, we're going to look at this problem about exponential probability distribution. In this question, customers arrive at an ATM at the average rate of 17 per hour. Assume the time between arrivals follows exponential probability distribution. Determine the probability that the next customer will arrive in the following time frames. What is the probability that the next customer will arrive in 6 minutes? So let's open up our notepad and look at this problem together. So let's start with the first part A. And so first of all, let's talk about our formulas. We want to know the next 6 minutes. So we're going to do the probability that X is, if it says the next 6 minutes, that would mean 6 or less. So our formula is 1 minus E. And then we have this new symbol here that I'm going to do the best I can to draw it. And this new symbol equals 1 over the mean. So first of all, there's a little bit of work you have to do because the rate up here is 17 per hour, and then we're changing it to 6 minutes. So what we have to do is convert one of these. The way we're going to do it and the way the example does it is we have 17 customers per hour. So we're going to convert that to minutes. So that would be 17 customers per 60 minutes, which is, you can round this to the 4th decimal place when you're working it, 0.2833. Because to compare this, we have to have the same rates. We can't have one in minutes and one in hours. So we want to know the probability that X is less than or equal to 6, and we need to, before we put this in, we're going to figure out that 1 over the mean, which we've changed, is 0.2833. So our number that we're going to plug in for our mean is 3.5298. So now we have our information that we need, 3.5298, and we're going to use technology here. So we need to know the mean, and we need to know how to put in the probability in this problem. So how do we use technology? There's more than one technology, of course, you can use. But we're going to use StatCrunch. And we're going to go to Stat, Calculators, and we're going to go to Exponential. And you're going to type in the mean, which I highlighted. And so when you're working this problem, the mean, you won't change that, 3.5298. What you will change is the probability part for each step. So for A, we're looking for the probability that X is less than or equal to 6. And so we would round this to the 4th decimal place. So the probability is 0.8173. So that would be your answer for part A. Now let's look at part B. In this one, we want to find the probability that the customer will arrive in more than 14 minutes. So X is going to be greater than 14. So what we're going to have to do is use the complement rule. We're going to find, we're going to take 1 and subtract the probability that we don't want. So if we want greater than 14, we don't want anything less than 14 or anything equal to 14. So that's what we're going to put in the probability calculator. So less than or equal to 14 would be 0.981055529. I didn't round it when I'm subtracting, and I got it right. So I'm guessing, just to be safe, just put all of it in. There's 2 5s there. So the probability is 0.0189. And that would be your answer for part B. And we did the probability that X is greater than 14 is what we were finding, but we had to use the complement rule because you don't have the option of greater than in the calculator. Now for C, let's look at it. So for C, we want to know between 5 and 11 minutes. So we want to know the probability that X is between hold on, it's not working. X is between 5 and 11. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to find the probability of 11. So let's look at this. Let's just say the mean is here. I think the mean was 3.5928. So the probability of 11 would be over here. And the probability of 5 would be right here. So when we look up the probability of 11, it's going to give us everything up into 11. And then when we find the probability of 5, it's going to give us everything up to 5. So if we take the probability of 11 and subtract out the green part, that will leave us with this little part right here, which is what we want. So anytime you're looking for between, you're going to take the probability of the largest and subtract out the probability of the smallest to get what's in between. So go to your calculator and you're going to do 5. Let's do 11 first. You're going to do 11 first, so that's 0.955680021. And I didn't round here, and it worked. So I'm assuming that it's okay to just put the whole number in the calculator. And I'm sure if you rounded, you would be okay. So the probability of X is less than or equal to 5. Just type in 5 and we get 0.7574413. So we're going to subtract that out. And then when you subtract those, the probability, and round it to the 4th decimal place, the probability this little area right here is what we wanted, between 5 and 11. The probability is 0.1982. So that is how you would work this problem. Most students understand A and B, and then they have a little bit trouble with C. But just remember that you're using technology here. You're not having to calculate these by hand on these types of problems. Let me know if you have any questions.